Let's bring in ABC News legal contributor and Hofstra law professor James Sample for more on this. So, James, let's just start with the charges that Maduro was facing today. He obviously says he's not guilty, pled his innocence. Why is he facing those charges in New York, and what kind of comes next here for Maduro?
Well, Elizabeth, he's facing charges because he is the subject of an indictment. It's, in fact, a superseding indictment. And what that means is it's essentially an updating of an earlier indictment. Some of the facts that are alleged in the indictment go back as far as 1999. So we're talking about a quarter century of factual development if you take that everything in its context. And he's essentially alleged of engaging in drug trafficking and doing so using machine guns and other weaponry, and doing so in cooperation and in conspiracy with a number of very dangerous drug cartels. The controversy, obviously, is surrounding the manner in which he was captured, the manner in which the United States is seeking to hold him accountable in U.S. courts under U.S. jurisdiction, even though he is a head of state from a foreign country, or at least he was as of a few days ago.
And that's what we expect his lawyers to argue. There is also this other huge legal question here, James, that's been raised by a lot of members of Congress when it comes to the authority of the president to actually carry out this operation to capture Maduro without approval from lawmakers. What do you make of that legal question? Does, President Trump, the White House, have the authority to do that without kind of getting that approval from Congress first?
It's an important question and a great question, Elizabeth. And I think that the reality here is that as a matter of strict de jure, meaning formal law, he does not have the authority. But as a matter of de facto law, and in practical terms, presidents across the decades over the last 30, 40 years of both parties, it's worth noting, have exercised power in similar fashion, not necessarily deposing the head of another government in the course of an invasion, but using force in another sovereign nation. The legal framework here boils down to an international law framework and a domestic law framework. There are significant questions as to the legality of this as an international matter, and as to a congressional matter, and as to whether Congress needed to authorize this action. Certainly members of Congress need to be the ones to assert that right. To a certain extent, Congress being bypassed is a product of Congress not doing its job in successfully overseeing the presidency of both parties over a number of decades.
Yeah, a theme we have seen for some years now. James Sample, great context as always. Thanks so much. Let's also get more from the White House on this.